Hey, what's up? Hello. Welcome back to Kemba's World, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Kemba and I create a variety of content here on my channel. I create story times, dating videos, everything of that nature. So if you like the content, please make sure to drop a subscribe and comment and share so that way we can grow the community. For today's video, a I have a story time for you all once again. This story time took place like several years, not even several years ago, but like decades. I feel like decades ago at this point because now I'm in college and this particular story time, happened in middle school. And you're probably thinking like, what happened in middle school? So let's get into the story. So this is the story time of like how I was almost, keyword, almost suspended from school because of my bullies saying that I have lice in my hair when I did not have lice. So let's get into the video. So let's get into the story. So like I said, this happened around, I would say around sixth, seventh grade. Like I wasn't in eighth grade and I wasn't in fifth, so like around that time, I would say sixth grade at the latest, because I feel like this didn't take place in seventh. So, I was bullied a lot growing up. So I was bullied for, how I looked, mainly because of like back then, I didn't like really have like control of like what I want my hair to look like, because my dad kept me in two different types of styles of hairs, which was Shirley Temples, and the other one was the braiding style kinky twist. So keep that in mind. So I only had two default styles, like I was an NPC character. I had kinky twist and um Shirley Temple curls. At the time of this incident of me, like, getting accused of having lice in my hair, I actually had the kinky twist in my head at the time. Because like usually like I keep the kinky twist in my head for like 3 months max, and then like I would get and then like I would get them taken out, and then I would go to my Shirley Temple curls for like a few weeks, and then I would go back to my kinky twist. But that's like, besides the point. Um so I was in school one day. I was at school one day, and then like I don't know who necessarily started the rumor. I only heard about it from like, the teaching staff and like the faculty itself. So like I guess one of my bullies, I have a feeling who it was. I feel one of my bullies, I guess, went to our one of our teachers and like said that I had lice in my hair and that and whatnot. So I guess one of my teachers took it to the principal, and then the principal took it to the nurse. So with her taking it all the way over there, so um the nurse, I believe, pulled me out of class, and I found it like, very weird, because the only time like I ever rarely went to the nurse is is for like my asthma pump, and because for my asthma inhale not my asthma pump my asthma inhaler, because I do have asthma, so like that's the only time like I would visit the nurse. Like I wasn't like prone to like, cuts, headaches, things of that nature. I only went to the nurse for my inhaler, because I only use my inhaler like after gym class, and then like I would like, go back to class and whatnot. So she pulls me out of class, and the conversation basically goes like this, like, hey, X, Y, and Z had told the Mrs. X, Y, and Z that you have lice in your hair. And I'm sitting here like, lice? Lice? I was like, lice? Like, I don't have lice in my hair. Because, mind you, keep in mind, I went to a predominantly black school in a predominantly black neighborhood. And if you know anything about lice likes clean hair. They don't like dirty hair. And like, I'm not saying that black people can't get lice, because I don't want y'all being in my comments being like, oh well, I'm a black person, I got lice, and this is, I'm not saying that black people cannot get lice. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's very rare for us to get lice, because usually lice likes, clean hair, healthy hair, and whatnot. So I'm saying that's like what I'm saying. So like, I got told that information, right? So so I legitimately got told that information. And I was like, so like, I legitimately had to, like, after being told that information, I had to, like, be excused back home, um, because of this so-called lice problem. You know what I'm saying? And then like and like and I remember them calling my mom and them not saying anything to my mom. Like, they was like, oh, she's just coming home because she has like a problem with her hair. And I remember hearing my mom's voice saying like, well, what's the problem? Because her hair is done, like her hair is presentable in a way to where it's like, you know it's not gonna cause like, like an issue. You know what I'm saying? So she's like questioning them, but they're like giving her like vague answers. So like, I finally, they get sent off, because like, I'm at the age where like, I can like take public transportation by myself and whatnot, because I've been doing it for like, a few months prior to this incident. So I legitimately, get dismissed out. They give me like a bus pass to go home. Um, so I legitimately get sent home. I take, the city bus all the way back to my house. I get in the house, and like, my mom is like, doing like, household duties and whatnot. And she and then and like, after like 10 minutes of her doing household duties, she comes to me in the living room while I'm like, watching TV, saying that, okay, well, what did you get, why are you home early? Because my middle school started at 7:30, and it doesn't let out until 4:30, so I wasn't getting home until 6. So when they sent me home, it was like, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. at latest. So like, I legitimately missed like the rest of my school day because of this issue. So I legitimately told her the honest goddamn truth, because they wasn't giving my mom like, the truth and whatnot. They was like giving her like, runarounds and runarounds and runarounds and whatnot. Like, they was like, because like, if this was them trying to explain to mother, they was like, my mother, like, how I was about to be getting suspended for life. They literally went from a point A and went back, right, left, right, left, right, center, down, middle, and like, and whatnot, when it could have been like, straight to the point. So I literally told my mom that, hey, I am getting suspended I am getting threatened to be suspended for having lice in my hair. And when I told my mother this, my mother was absolutely fucking livid, as she rightfully should. She literally called my school and started cussing them out, saying like, "How are you say, like?" I remember her cussing them out in like the kitchen and whatnot. And she was like, how are you saying that my daughter has lice when you're a predominantly black school with predominantly black students and whatnot. Like, you should know, and you predominantly got a black staff teaching these black kids. And she was like, how are y'all saying that she has lice when majority of like the people that she interacts with are black, and you know that they don't have lice? So why is she being, like, targeted out for saying that she has lice? And why are y'all willingly believing another child saying that another child has a fucking lice in their head? You know what I'm saying? She was livid. She went on, like, I'm talking about like a 15, 30 minute, probably like 45 minute rampage of rage about this. So she gets done cussing him out, and then she looks at me, and I look at her, and we both know, like, I don't have lice. So we basically, like, move on. I basically, like, chill for like the rest of the day. And they was like, and mind you, when I forgot to mention this earlier, mind you, when they said that I had lice, if I was to come to school the next day, it with, like, the lice in my hair, they was going to suspend me. They didn't say like how long I was going to be suspended for. They just said that they was going to suspend me. So when they said that, so I was like, okay. So after my mom looked at me, and like she went back to, like, her household duties, and whatnot. And then, like, after she finished, like, her household duties, she, like, legitimately was talking to my sister about this. And my sister was upset and confused of, like, how do I have lice when we all know that I don't have lice? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know that I don't have lice. So where is this lice issue coming from? Cause my cause some key information. Like I said, I only had two hairstyles growing up. Like I said, Shirley Temples and the kinky twist, which is a braiding style, um, and whatnot. So it's like, ooh, and it's like, why does this particular time? And the thing is, with the braiding shop, the African braiding shop that I went to as a child, one of my classmates' mothers worked and owned that braiding shop. And her mother personally worked on my head. So she knew that I did not have lice. Because her mother worked on my head several times before. And I don't think her mother saw any lice. Because, I don't think, like, I don't think, I don't think that's, like, serviceable if, like, your client has lice. But if you're, like, a hairstylist listening in to me, listening into the story, please let me know down in the comments below if this is like, is that's like something that's like searchable. Like, I truly do not know, so I'm just putting that out there. Like, I feel like it's not searchable, but let me know down in the comments. So, like, her mom did my hair several times before, and then for the Shirley Temple curls, I frequent a local hair shop that one of my classmates aunt slash, I believe, like, grandmother was working. Again, saw my hair. Where's this lice issue coming from? Like, why do y'all hate me so badly that y'all need to make up a whole ass non-believable lie that I have lice and whatnot? So, like, this humiliated me to not me not knowing how to not say humiliated, but like this, like, embarrassed me so much to the point where, like, I was, like, shameful for like the next couple weeks after it, because this was almost as, like, embarrassing when I almost got threatened to get suspended from school because I made a boy uncomfortable by having a crush on him. Like, why y'all doing this to me? Like, but that's like another day for another time. So, like, the rest of the day goes by and whatnot. And then this the next day, my mom gets up. She does my hair as normal because usually When I'm in between like, my kinky twist and my Shirley Temple curls, usually my mom does like a big puff or like a ponytail or like something and whatnot, and then that's that. So she does my hair. I believe it was in a pony. It was like in like a mini afro like this. It was like my natural. It was in the mini afro. So and whatnot. So I get to school. I go to like, breakfast, because when how my school works, you go to breakfast first, and then like it's like, like your first periods and whatnot. So I get to breakfast, and I go to breakfast, and then like I would say 30 minutes into like my first period, I get called down to the nurse's office, and I'm like, I already know what this is fucking gonna be. I already know what this is fucking gonna be, because like, what else is it gonna fucking be? Like I already know what's gonna be because of what y'all told me yesterday. Like, so I go down to the nurse's office, and I'm like cordial, and I'm like, good morning, and she's like, sit in the chair, because there was a chair near the exit door and what near the door of her office and whatnot. She was like, sit in the chair. So I sat in the chair, and then she puts on gloves. She puts on the blue gloves, and I'm like, really? And then she starts inspecting my hair, and I'm talking about like she is like truly like inspecting my head, right? Like she's like going like this to my head, like she is like inspecting like my whole entire like, head like this, and she's like checking to like make sure like there is like no lice whatsoever, because they like I stated previously, like a few moments ago, like if my mom were to send me to school with lice, that I'm suspended and whatnot. So she checked my hair for over 2 hours, and I believe like I missed like the rest of my first period class, my second, and then my third and fourth period. And like by the time that I got done, it was time for fucking lunch. So she is like, thoroughly like, inspecting my hair with the gloves on. And I'm like even more embarrassed because, again, I wouldn't be in this position if the bullies did not open up their damn mouths and like, say this shit and whatnot. So I was like, very shameful. Like, I legitimately just wanted to, like, go back home and just go to my room and just, like, fucking cry and whatnot. So I wanted to, like, go back to my and whatnot. Like, the whole entire time she's, like, checking my head, I legitimately just wanted, like, a black hole to, like, swallow me whole, transfer me, transported me back to my house, to my bed, so that way I can, like, cry back into my pillow and whatnot. So I sit there while she's like checking my hair, and like it's like silent. I am talking about silent, like while she's like checking my hair. Like there's like no type of like, small talk, like conversation while she's checking my hair. It's like completely like silent. Like it's like so silent, like you can like probably hear rats pissing on fucking cotton type of silent and whatnot. Like it was so silent, like you can hear, like I said, you can hear rats pissing on cottons, and like you can probably hear like a fucking pin drop from like all the way upstairs from the in one of the classrooms, because that's like how silent it was. Like the door was closed, like I couldn't hear anything and whatnot. And then she didn't have like, one of those clocks where you can hear like the clock, like ticking and whatnot. Like it was just complete and utter silence, and I hated every second of it. Because, like I said, she was like, meticulously checking my hair, making sure like there was nothing like, out of like, the fucking ordinary and whatnot. So after like, the 2 hours goes by about, me not, me, of like checking my hair, she finally gets done. And you know what she tells me? She tells me that I don't have lice. And I'm sitting here like, I could have told you that fucking already. Like, I could have told you that, like, 5 minutes ago, but y'all didn't want to fucking believe me. But, go off, and whatnot. So she calls my mom, and then she tells my mom the same thing that she told me, like, oh yeah, Kimba doesn't have lice. So she is not gonna get suspended, and she was, and my mom, being the queen that she is, told her like, I already knew that my daughter didn't have lice. Like, y'all, like, she called my school out on their bullshit and was like, y'all are legitimately like fucking dumbass shit to think that a black child has lice. Like, it's like very rare for black people to get lice. Like, when's the last time that you heard like a black person getting lice? Like, that's what she honestly asked the nurse and whatnot. And so the nurse had to listen to my mom's tangent for a good, like, 45 minutes, rightfully fucking. So she had to listen to that. And then, like, I went back to class, and, like, of course, like, all the bullies that bully me on, like, a weekly basis and whatnot were like surprised that I was back in class considering that and whatnot. And I was like, good. And I literally looked at him, and I literally had a smug look on my face, and I was like, I don't know which one of y'all. I literally said, I don't know which one of y'all decided to open up your mouth and started yapping to the fucking teacher about me having lice, but your plan backfired. I'm not suspended. And then they all try to fucking, play it off like saying like, oh, we didn't do that. Like, bitch, yes, y'all the fuck y'all did. Because any other day of the week, y'all would comment something about my hair, but this time y'all wanted to say something about me having lice, and it almost freaking got me suspended because y'all thought that and whatnot. Because like, you thought that it was just gonna be like, a hee ha ha type of like, a hee ha ha type of like, joke. Sorry, I had to like, fix something on behind the camera. But you thought it would be like a hee ha ha type of joke. Like, you thought like, oh, and whatnot. But no, like, I was almost actually fucking suspended because y'all thought that this shit was funny. Like, this is like, lice is like a serious fucking matter. Like, they take that shit seriously, just like how our school takes seriously about like, the kids being hit and whatnot, because I have like multiple DCF stories on that I can like cover and whatnot. Like, they like our school, my middle school does not play when it comes to like, things of that nature, and like, I'm very appreciative of that. But at the same time, like I said, this is a predominantly black school teaching predominantly black kids in a predominantly black neighborhood with predominantly black faculty, and then like, like the and then like the few exceptions with like, the predominantly black teachers, because there were like some teachers that were like, white teach and whatnot, but that's another story for another damn day. So like, I go back to class, I'm not suspended, and then like, I looked at them, they looked at me, and then like, that's like basically it. Nobody ever like, apologized, and still to this day nobody ever like, came forward. Like, I have a very good hunch of like who it is. I have a very good hunch of who it is. And like, I just know, and that's about it. So yeah, so that's the time of when I, you know would you call this racially profiling? Because is it racial profiling? I don't know. Like, so that is the time, like, how I almost got suspended back in middle school for having a apparent lice problem I when black people don't get lice, because again, it still baffles me to this day of like how that shit happened. Because like I said, I was embarrassed for myself, rightfully so, because was like an embarrassing like type of thing and whatnot. So like I was extremely embarrassed for this and whatnot, and I didn't. I honestly was about to like ask my mom like, hey, can I just like not go to school for like the rest of the week, because like I was like I was just like done and like over with it, and I just wanted to like get the fuck out and whatnot. So that's the story time of like how, like I said, I don't know if you can consider it racial profiling, but we're just gonna say like how my bullies try to get me suspended because they claim that I have lice in my hair, but I didn't have lice. I sat in a nurse's office for 2 fucking hours getting my hair inspected very detailedly to make sure with them having gloves on to make sure that I didn't have lice in my hair. And the most embarrassing part is not only getting my hair checked, but that the fact that nobody fucking believed me, cause I was a good kid, like, and I never lied, and like, and I'm like, so why the fuck are y'all not believing me and whatnot? But yeah, that is the story time for all of you. If you guys like the story, please make sure to check out my story time playlist. I do have a few bunch of other story times here on the channel. If you guys, I hope, if you guys aren't subbed already, please make sure to subscribe and like the video and share it out to your friends and family, so that way we can get the community growing and blossoming and whatnot. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day / night wherever you may be in the world. Remember to drink your water, take your meds, practice self-care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.